Hi, this is Vicki with the Paper Connection. Whoops, sorry, My Paper Connection. That's going to take some getting used to. I recently changed the name of my company from The Paper Connection to My Paper Connection, just so I could keep things cohesive and have a website and all of that, and it all matched. So, pardon that little faux pas there. Let me tell you, this is a beautiful card, and this is what I'm going to be making today. I am using Christmas Gleaming stamp set and the greatest part of Christmas, which, as you will notice up here, is a host stamp set. Now, there's a couple ways that you can get the host stamp set. You can purchase $150 worth and you can get the stamp set for free. Or you can host a stamp party at your home, and or whoever your demonstrator is. If you host a party, then you can, as long as you get $150 worth in sales, you can get the stamp set for free as well. So anyway, just wanted to let you know it is fantastic, and I have used it in several of my videos. The one where I used Snowfront and created like a painting in a frame. I use this sentiment. It's just fantastic. And today I'm using something a little fun. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, but we're going to sparkle this card up a little bit. So without further ado, let's get started playing. Okay, I brought in everything I'm going to need to make this beautiful card. I'm using Cherry Cobbler as my card base. I have cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I scored it at 5 1/2. But don't worry, all of the measurements and all of the supplies, everything that you'll need to make this card will be listed at the very bottom of the video. My next layer is going to be Mossy Meadow, and then I am coming back in with a layer of Whisper White. And each one of these layers is cut at 1/4 inch smaller. So I'm just going to put that off to the side real quick. And I'm also using the brightly gleaming Christmas paper, and I'm using the Mossy Meadow that has the gold on it. It's so pretty. All right, so let's get our stamping done. I'm going to go ahead and bring my bigger piece in for the inside, and we're going to go ahead and start on the outside because it's going to take a minute for it to dry. So we're going to use the holly and the berries. I actually did a video recently using this stamp set, but I used the ornaments and the little baubles and stuff with it, and it was such a beautiful card. This time this is a very simple card, but it's so beautiful and elegant, and I'm just going to use this stamp set and my markers, and you'll see how we can go about beautifying this thing. All right, so I'm going to start with my light Cherry Cobbler. Just going to go around and color that in. And I'll fast forward so you don't have to just watch me color. All right, I'm going to come back in very quickly with the small point of the dark Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to hit up these little dots that are on the berries and then just color in these other sections, the little accent places that Stampin' Up! Has left us with the stamp itself. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark, and I'll do the same with, with the light, and I'll do the same with the leaves. While that's still wet, we'll come back in with the dark. All right, I've got all of that done. Now you'll notice I went out of the line just ever so slightly there. Thank God for Color Lifter. So I'm just going to come along here on the edge right here, and I'm just going to go right. It's not a clear, it's just an alcohol type thing, and it just lifts that color right out. And that will dry so you won't even see it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to use the Shimmery Crystal Effects from Stampin' Up. Now, you do not want to shake this, because if you shake it, you're going to end up with bubbles. So I usually just keep it laying on its side. And then I'm going to come in right here, and I'm just going to color in the berries, which it's pretty if you just leave it and let it dry all on its own. But I wanted to add some frost to it. So I'm going along, I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, I think you can. I'm going along the veins of the leaves, just right in there, very lightly. And I will end up putting the crystal on that. Just a second. I did this card at Bunko recently, and I think it was everybody's favorite card. This one and the Painted Harvest. Now I'm gonna do my best to just pour this over the cap itself. So this is the Stampin' Up! Ice Crystals. Excuse me, ice stamping glitter. So I'm gonna put it right there, and I'm gonna do my best just to pour it over. I usually use a coffee filter. Okay, and then I'm just going to do like that. Look at that. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? So pretty. All right, so I'm just going to pour this back in, and it really is best. Do what I say, don't do what I do. It really is best if you use a coffee filter, because it makes it super easy to curve it like this, and then just to pour it right back in there. I think I did a pretty good job though. Didn't waste too much of it. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side and let it dry, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside in Cherry Cobbler. Had a little trouble with this earlier because I had inked it, and I don't know if it was too juicy and if it was too much in some places and not in another, or what. But let's give this a whirl. I'm going to stamp on here first and see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So just going to stamp right here. Thinking of you at Christmas time. And that's all I will stamp with Cherry Cobbler. Now let's start to put this beautiful card together. Oops, I forgot that I had it opening from the top. I was trying to open it from the side. I have had the busiest month of October. Today is the first day of November, and it's going to be busy as well. I had, I think, 5 different classes. I had a team meeting. I had 2 videos a week, and was working on my website as well. And I had company 2 weeks out of the month. So it was a busy month, but I wouldn't trade it. It was fantastic. Every moment, though it was busy, every moment was wonderful. It was great. I enjoyed my company. I enjoyed my best friend coming. I enjoyed my mother-in-law coming. We had so much fun together. She's actually on my team. And we have so much fun stamping together. We really enjoy each other's company. And she watches my videos. Hi, Mom. Alrighty. So I'm just putting that right down on top of it. And this is basically about 1.25 inches maybe. And it's 4 inches long. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. For the most part, whenever I assemble a card, I will start with the smallest and move my way down. In this case, this would be the smallest here, but I still am trying to give that just a few more minutes to dry and cure. So we'll get all that put together. Then I'm going to take ribbon, which I did not even feel the need to put a sentiment on the front of it. I am going to put this in place so I can figure out where I want to put my ribbon, which I think I want to put it right about here. And I want that Merry Christmas to be right there. So I'm just going to move that. I'm going to bring in some Scotch tape. As my English daughter-in-law would say, some cello tape. And I'm going to just put that over like that. I think we've always called it, Americans always call it by the company that originally made it, and English do not do that. They call it what it is, which is cellophane tape, basically. Another thing that we do is we'll say, Let me get some Kleenex. Kleenex is actually the brand. It's tissue that we get. Band-Aid, that's another thing that we do. Band-Aid was the name of the brand. Funny, huh? Little life lessons by Vicki. I've had to learn, now that I have an English American granddaughter. Obviously my son is American. My daughter-in-law is English, and my 4-year-old granddaughter she's dual nationality. She's American and English. But she speaks with an English accent, which is just absolutely adorable. They were here in August, and she would go with me every morning to take my little dogs out. I have 2 little white chihuahuas. Their names are Bella and Piper. And Mavis would go, "Piper, Piper." She would yell at her and say, or she would say shout. She would shout, "Piper, Piper." It was the cutest thing as she was calling her to come inside every morning. If she stepped on her, she would say, "Don't tread on me." And my other grandchildren that are from America, they live right here in Georgia, they would say, "Her English is better than ours. She says don't tread and don't shout." And it's just the cutest thing. Y'all, I have to tell you, I have the cutest grandkids in the world. I know you're all probably thinking that yours are, but I hate to tell you, mine are. And they're pretty doggone sweet too. All right, next thing I'm going to do is to create a knot. So I'm just going to pull it through right here. And with this one, you have to be a little careful. So you can see how I'm turning that like that as we go. And then this is something I learned from Connie Stewart. As you're making your bow, hold the one hand and don't move it. And then take your other hand and pull it like that. And that will make a pretty knot or a pretty bow. Now, here's my thing. Cut it in the same direction. Now, the last video that I did, I struggled figuring, I was directionally challenged on the last one. So if you cut this way on this side, then come over here on this side and cut the same direction. So let's see about how much I have. So right about the R. So I'm going to cut like that on that side. And I am actually going to put it in place and then I'll trim it. All right, and I like to just tighten it up however I'm going to have it. That was a little tighter, I think, than I wanted it to be. Let me loosen it just a tad. Yeah, just a tad. Don't want it to be too uptight looking. Okay, and then I just take it like this, and I hold it down on the dot, press it, pull it up, and your dot comes with you. And in this case, I think I'm going to put it right there on kind of on the side, because I want more of that Merry Christmas to show. So now I'm just going to cut off here at the end like this. Same direction. There we go. Just like that. All right, and there is my card. Fully assembled and put together. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty, pretty. And this is already dry now. So there's really not much to it, but it was so easy to make and so pretty. The sparkles on it just really takes it up a notch. And the gold and then adding the Merry Christmas right here, it just really amps it up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like the card. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions or comments. And if you like the card and you would like to see more, hit subscribe and ring the bell, and you will be able to get notified whenever I have new videos coming out. Thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Cheerio!